We are letting the state of Georgia know that we need HB 481, the forced birth bill, repealed. We need the governor to call a special session of the legislature and repeal the bill. The women of Georgia do not want to be controlled by the men in this building. We are supposed to have reproductive rights in this country. Roe v. Wade is a law, and it's a fact, and we're not going to give up our rights lightly. Today, we're coming here to do a very nonviolent, peaceful demonstration, but we will escalate if we don't get the bill repealed.
And there have been other protests. What makes this one different from past protests? Or is it a continuation of the effort to get this law stopped?
This is a continuation. And a lot of folks, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had 8,000 people here. We probably won't have that many people here today because it's a different thing. We are inspired by the women of India, who on January 1 of this year, 5 million women to protest their inequality got together arm in arm and made a 385-mile wall. That's what we're going to try to do, if not today. Like I said, this is a start, but this is going to be a continuation, and we will continue to escalate from here.
Describe the crowd out here. I see different generations, different backgrounds. I mean, that's important for something like this, right?
It's critical. The fact that we are all different demographics, we represent all the women and people and non-gender identifying people that are interested in reproductive rights and reproductive justice. There are women and men who have been doing reproductive justice work for years, and we can't replace them. All we can do here is support their efforts and amplify their voices.
While this is going to be a long fight, and has already been a long fight in a sense, what impact has this already had on the state of Georgia from your perspective?
Well, we hear every day that some business is not coming here. And frankly, if I owned a business right now, I don't know how I would invite a woman to come to Georgia to work. And by the way, you don't have your reproductive rights here while you're here, but come work for me. How much money would I have to pay somebody to do that? So losing business, losing doctors, OBGYNs, losing technicians who don't want to be in a position to have to tell a woman, I'm sorry, but you're 6 weeks now and I can't approve you to have an abortion. We're going to have the impact, more of an impact on women who are already dying in high mortality rates here in Georgia. It's just going to get even more critical. On behalf of the women of Georgia who are losing their bodily autonomy, their right to choice, sovereignty over their own bodies, we are here today to say simply no. No. We are not going to accept that. Are we? No. We are here today to demonstrate that women in Georgia will unite. We will come together and we will show our outrage and fight this war on women every way we possibly can and for as long as we have to do so. Today is a calm, peaceful, nonviolent assembly that will afford us the opportunity to make our demand in a clear and concise manner. And our demand is this. We demand that Governor Kemp call a special session of the legislature to repeal HB 481 now.
Yep.
Women around the nation are focused on Georgia in fear that HB 481 will go into effect in January with little or no protest. We cannot let that happen because we know that what happens here will happen elsewhere if we let it go by. Other legislators will be emboldened to take rights from other women in other states. Besides the fact that we don't want to be able to have to tell women who want to come to Georgia to work, drop your reproductive rights at the border. drop them at the state line. Who's going to do that? How do you, as an employer, tell women, come work in Georgia, but you have no reproductive rights while you're here? Tell your children to come here for college, and your girls have their reproductive rights at the state line. That's not the state. That is not the state we want to be. So we are inspired to build a women's wall along the streets around the Capitol today. And we'll do this over and over again if we have to. The women's wall that began this inspiration happened on January 1 in India. 5 million women stepped up to build a 385-mile women's wall to protest their inequality and gain their rights. If 5 million women in India can do that, surely thousands of women in Georgia can do that. And just to give you some perspective, there are 5 million women in the state of Georgia. Yeah. And if we just lined up from here to Savannah, that would only be 207 miles. So think about what those women were able to do.